The science is actually nice and enjoyable. And today in studio we have our beautiful guest coming from Avocado Virgin, Sinaye Usis Bongi Wemafuya. She is coming with us, Wambano Sis Lindi Wempepanduku, and let me welcome them on studio. Talanezi Bulisele, we guests zethu.
Siyabulisa bonke abaphulaphuli emakhaya, ndingulindile Mpephanduku.
Siyabulisa abaphulaphuli bonke emakhaya, igama lami ndingubongi Wemafuya.
All right, thank you.
Interesting. I think ndiyayithanda le vibe laba phakathi kwabo ne. Yeah, I love you guys ne.
I wonder why.
They are live in studio. Normally uyayazi ba mhlambi we record them, but it's so nice today that they are live. And eyona ndibalulekileyo into yobana sisaqhubekeka phambili about the conversation that we have about the black wattle.
Yes. All right, you guys. Now that we are back at this conversation again, and you are coming from Avocado
Vision.
Please, what is Avocado Virgin? What do you guys do? What are you all about? And then we can move on from that.
Okay, Avocado Vision is a company based at Johannesburg. I've been working for Avocado Vision since 2013. We do training. So Avocado is a training-based company. We do trainings, community trainings mostly. So we go with communities to trainer for free, and we train people on financial literacy. So I do a lot of that. Depending on sponsors, we have different sponsors for different trainings that pay Avocado Vision for us to go and train them. So we've been doing these trainings since 2013, but then kukhona this program GBVC Green Business Value Chain that was introduced in 2018 that we started on, that concentrates on green business and the value chain of it all. And we do incubator programs which are more long term, and we incubate people on business knowledge and try and train them on how to handle their business and how to progress so that they can see into abayenzayo. So work a lot nabantu abasebenza kwa working for water. So those are the people that we are currently incubating now.
Beautiful. Okay, now I understand Goti, as part of your programs, your projects zenu that you're working on as Avocado Virgin, there is this thing Tangayo, the black wattle tree that is currently being cut down. Can you please tell us more about that? Goti, the ins and outs about the program at large?
Okay, a program around clearing black wattle. In fact, wattle as yonke. Iqale as Lindile Chilo for 2018. Then we had these businesses, small businesses that came shy businesses zabo. Then we chose right babazongena good program. Then by incubator for a year.
For 2 years, 18 months.
For 2 years. Then in the Enzekayo, we are clearing iwatl and produce charcoal. So we call it clean carbonized charcoal. Iphekwa ngendlela ke natural, environmentally friendly. And injongo yayo is to bring back lost rangelands, water flow, as we says by South African problem, yamanzi. So we're trying to solve South Africa's problem, yamanzi, because amanzi are not coming from the taps or from ifridge herself and clean, are coming from imifula nasezintabeni currently as invaded by iwatl.
Now, if I may ask, I'm understanding Ogoti around the year 2014, this challenge rather that has been given to all the countries globally. Ogoti, you must plant 1 million trees. But now this time around, we have a situation where we are actually cutting down the tree. In any way possible. And now that you mentioned Ogoti, you are eradicating the tree from the face of our environment to save water and everything. Are there any dangers, benefits of ukba tree or not? How does it go about?
Okay, iwatl asinathi irongo kwaphela, but irongo in most cases, because abifike khona bukhulu into, ibifike emadlelweni iyawavala amadlelo, bifike emasimini ebokulinywa kuyo iyawavala, and ingcambu zayo ziyanda, imbewu yayo iyanda, and bifike emifuleni itya isakha up wonke amanzi. So abantu ba end up bengenamanzi, because that is why yona ihlala ingu evergreen, because isebenzisa lamanzi. So inoba imngeli baba yona isikhathi is bring back amanzi because yona isakha kakhulu amanzi igcina amanzi apha kuyo and into eyalapha eSouth Africa ayikhuli apha kufike khona iwattle because iwattle is i-foreign ayoyalapha.
Okay, now talking about removing or eradicating the tree, I want to know or understand what are the processes or steps or methods that go into ukususa lo mthi njengoba usitsho.
I think firstly, before siphendule apho, I think it's also important to recognize into yobana njengoba kusithiwa planting of the trees la program ka-2014 they don't mean plant wattle, yabo, because wattle yingxaki, yabo, because sonke sikhule kukhona amadlelo, kukhona amanzi emilanjeni yethu, but ngoku ayikho. I was surprised a few weeks ago. I went xa ndingwaseBetshwana mos, so we went kwelaa cala langasemva apho khona amasimi avalekile, amasimi most ayo phaya because kukhule ntoni iwattle ngesixhosa yintoni ngudyabasi. So kukhule yona, yabo, because into eyenzekayo abantu basa ngayo because it's good in that manner into yobana ilasta longer xa uyibasile, ne, but the problem is that bayafika bayigece bayobasa and then they don't treat, ne, because abanayo i-herbicide la nto yobana ingathi regrow, because the problem apho ufike wasusa khona umthi wewattle oyi-1 wangatreathi ngala chemical kwenzeka ntoni, in the next 3 years izobe kukhule yayi-20 phakulanda okanye yayi-10 because yanda quicker because it's an invasive plant, yabo. That's why sisho uBongi uba evergreen yona isoloko imanzi because ithatha kwamanzi xa kunetha ikhawuleza ithathe lawa manzi. So iiplants zethu thina ezase-South Africa ezizethu aziyenzi laa nto. So la planting of trees, it was not to plant iwattle but it was to plant i-indigenous trees zethu.
Okay, now ingaba mhlambi in your project since its inception zeziphi mhlambi i-areas esenike naba kuzo, and how many trees so far have been eradicated whatsoever, wattle that is?
Okay, indawo mandiqale ngokuthi ndibale indawo esisebenza kuzo nesesiqalele ukusebenza kuzo. Matatiela with Ward 21, that's Sibinkasela area, Madlangala area, Mvenyane, then Mount Fraser, Xolana, Ngqumani, Nsimangweni, and Emabelini from the side lasematatiela. But apho sesiqale ukusebenza currently sesiqale khona ukusebenza ngoku sisibi and Ngasela and Xolana and Ngqumane izoqala nayo ngoku. For the training that we had, a chainsaw, when we were training abantu bethu abazosebenza khona for a chainsaw, we actually for 2 weeks we managed to clear more than 3 hectares.
Wow. And that was just during the training, training them on how to use the chainsaw ngendlela right so that we don't have accidents with sites. Yeah. So while they were being trained on how to use chainsaws, they were able to clear about 3 hectares of black wattle.
You mentioned something about mistake yabantu abaninzi cutting down the tree and then wanna burning it for wood, but without understanding that kuyo yonke lo process you actually have to treat it. I wanna go back to that. What do you mean by xa usithi ifuneka itreatwe?
Okay, because iwattle ikhula yande kakhulu because ayo yethu thina in South Africa, it's an invasive plant kuthi. So into eyenzekayo kukhona a chemical that is usually provided by Department of Environmental Affairs, which we work with through avocado, ne, because ababantu baka working forward abasukwa kwa Department of Environmental Affairs, so they provide that chemical. So ababantu abasebenza kwa working forward of bezikipa EPWP working forward bathi xa bayatitsha on how to use the chemical. So within if bebekhatha lo area on the same day, within 20 minutes to an hour of cutting, funeka herbicide so that into eyenzekayo la herbicide ingena ngaphakathi emthini and then itye ingcambu zayo so that there's no regrowth. So with this program, what happens is that because abantu esibafundisayo in this program, they are taught how to do the clearing and then how to treat. Bona into eyenzekayo with those kwezi ndawo funeka beklearishe kuzo kusala kukhona i-regeneration, so amadlelo ayabuyela, imifula then izoqalisa ke ngoku flow because you're trying to clear, because ingxaki khona ngoku ugovernment for them to clear all the black wattle bed esinayo ngoku in South Africa, they need about, what is it 200 billion It's about 200 billion to clear all. That's why Cape Town, they didn't have water, Western Cape, for some time, because there's too much water. So now the program that we're doing is trying to address those problems, but then Tina, as avocado vision, we're addressing it in a very different way, because we're saying, okay, amahlata belonga kubani, abelonga with traditional authorities, and it. So we're training abantu abasuka kweza areas, incubating them on how to do this business, incubating them on how to, teaching them on how, training them on how to burn charcoal, and then finding the markets to sell that charcoal yabo. So asihambi siyosebenza emahlathini wabo. No, we teach them how to do the program, and then they make their own charcoal. Basebenza bona emahlathini abo, and then they clear their own black wattle. So they are making money by selling charcoal. So that minus is a problem with government of funding the program, because the reason why we are doing so little is because there's not enough funding for us to continue incubating and teaching them, because now we're doing imatatiela nemanfre, and then I'm also involved with program yase. I'm doing Statarem, Elliot, Case Kamahawk, King Williamstown, Roy Grants, St. Francis, Batensi, Anki. So I'm doing a program over there as well. That's going to be 18 months. So I'm already a year into it. So we're trying to make sure into abantu basebenza bona. So it's important abantu understand ubana akuzofika umuntu ezothi ufuna ukusebenza emahlathini wabo. No. We're teaching them the skill and how to produce charcoal. And then they will work ezindaweni zabo ngokwabo. Amahlathi ngawabo mose awabelongi komunye umuntu. Yebo.
Speaking of the Department of Environmental Affairs, ingaba mhlambi besides the department izikhona mhlambi ezinye stakeholders as avocado version that you guys are working with? Let's say, for example, ingaba zibakhona instances apho mhlambi nisebenzisana with a particular municipality to actually spearhead the entire program, for example?
Yeah, zikhona ezinye stakeholders, like when avocado vision esiza apha waqala ukuza kwi-quarterly meeting umzimvubu Catchment Partnership. It's a partnership of NGOs and government, like government departments like municipalities, Department of Agriculture and Environmental Affairs. Ukuba sibonisane into yoba how do we do this? Kufuneka senze ntoni ukuze imifula yethu ihlale iflowa? Kufuneka senze ntoni ukuze abantu baphile from their livestock? Yintoni kufuneka siyenze to rejuvenate ilantuka umhlaba wethu, because thina eyona nto sinayo sinomhlaba. So kufuneka siwuthini umhlaba wethu ukuze siwugcine usendleleni eright, wondlekile, unjengakuqala. So umzimvubu Catchment Partnership khona ERS, Environmental and Rural Solutions eMatatiela, Conservation South Africa eMatatiela esisebenza naye Lima or branch eseMatatiela. So we're all working with, and kakhulu umasipala o involved kakhulu i-Friends, or particularly umasipala waseMatatiela.
Now you mentioned that the program has been ongoing since 2018, right? Now I'd like to know, ingaba mhlambe zikhona challenges that you have faced thus far, and also considering the fact that we are basically locked down and there were stringent measures in place from March until this point, and obviously izinto at the time activities were not happening around the country. What challenges have you guys been facing thus far?
I think because abantu ba incubator are mostly abantu abasebenza kwa EPWP working for water, ne? They had to stop working, so there were no contracts advertised apho bazoclearisha khona bona, because that's another business yabo. Because what this program is trying to say is to say into bana, fine, you are working for department, ne? But then kuhamba kambe i-contract iphele and then ingabikho imali budget iphele kwa department. So now we are trying to create opportunity where you can continue working knowing that this is your own business, so that you don't need the contract from a government. But then so they had to stop working. But when they stopped working, the nice thing about companies as esisebenza nazo kule program is that they don't just stop working. So we're doing digital trainings. with them. So we kept in touch. We had mentorship sessions every month. We still kept in touch with them to make sure that they understood what the end goal is, so that we don't stop working. So the minute the country opened, saqalisa futhi sabuyela kubo, saqalisa programs zethu again. So as much as we are still limited on how much we can do, but we're still trying to do a lot, because a lot needs to be achieved within a certain period of time. Yabo. But also it's also important to understand bana thina le program esiza nayo, we're not just saying bana nansi program, this is how it's going to be and uzosebenza kanjeni. The ininzi research eyenziweyo ngu-avocado vision to commit to this program, right? Kukhona into ekuthiwa ngu-FSC. It's a worldwide organization ejonge into ze-conservation zamahlathi, into yobana you're looking after environment na. So we are registered with that, ne? So njengoba bezoyenza i-charcoal, kunyanzelekile uba bahambe ngemiqathango ka-FSC, ne? Because it's to say into yobana la mahlathi abasebenza kuwo, they've made sure bana zonke izinto zenziwe kakuhle. They are paying abantu according to i-labor tariffs. One, aba bazosebenza kula mahlathi bazosebenzela whoever is going to manage ezo sites. Two, i-charcoal yabo ithathwe endaweni ekwenziwe sure uba akudampwa manapkeni nantoni. Aqonda mos abantu vele bathatha imigqomo bayodampa emahlathini because abafuni ukuthi take care of that. So u-FSC is very strict, and the minute umuntu esenza into erongo kwi-site that is FSC approved, there is a problem. So even the kilns ezidrama abazisebenzisayo to burn charcoal, you don't just burn charcoal noba kuphi. I-drums are certified and they are licensed. So the drums that they use are made specifically for burning charcoal, to make sure also the environment is taken care of while it's burning. Yabo. So they've made sure that as a drums is certified, and then yonke into ihamba according to FSC, which is, it's a very strict organization in terms of, because it looks after the whole world in terms of environment.
And to add, just to add, Lindile, another into funeka ucomply kuyo ku-FSC. FSC akazi azosebenza now if the community is not involved. You need to involve a traditional authority and work together with the community. Make sure kuyo yonke into oyenzayo they are involved, so that isinceda phi ke lonto, isinceda ukuthini, we can clear, ne? But if sizothemba i-herbicide kuphela, we can't make it. We also need to work with those grazing associations that we formed as Lalin, because once it's clear, they can bring in livestock, ne temporal crawl, then inkomo zivalelwe phayana zenza nto zithatha la nca bezitye kwelinye idlelo zizoyityala apha ebusuku, then kukhula enye ingca. So because iwatl iyoyiswa yingca right. So kubaluleke ngolo hlobo usebenza ne-community and make sure into yoba kukhona abantu that xa usebenza esayithini awuzophuma esayithini ingekhange i-community ithi sonele indlela okliyerishe ngayo, then le ndawo ibuyele endleleni ebeyiyo, and make sure into yoba uyabacingela into yoba nabo kufuneka babe nendawo yabo abazotheza kuyo. So kusetyenziswana nje ne-community. I-community funeka uripotele qho uba kwenzeka 1 2 3 4 kuza kwenzeka ngohlobo. So yonke into i-open, wonke umuntu uyazi uba kuza kwenzeka ntoni, konto efihliweyo.
So you still have indawo, you will not saying abantu bazokwazi ukutheza, ne? So ezinye isites zizoyeka for bazitheze, aba bantu babe besebenza kwenye site, the minute leya ibuyele esimeni sayo, then kuyotreatwa kwenye indawo kanjalo. So you don't just work noba kuphi. I-site nganye ya-auditwa. U-FSC sends people to come and audit i-sites zonke. Yebo. So they send auditors, they come and audit kuthi okay uzosebenza kule site, they measure, they have apps for aba bantu esebenza nabo for aba bakwazi ukumeasureisha i-sites zabo. So it's a very well put together program.
Right ke mplabeka yasahleli naye ke usisi uLindile Mphephanduku ehamba naye ke usisi Bongiwe Mafuya. All right, thank you. Basuka phaya ke kwa Avocado Vision, talking about iwatl as a whole, ngakumbe ke in the Eastern Cape. Ndizawutsho because ezindawo azibalayo sisilindile into bana ke you are attending to zilapha eMpuma Koloni, and also the questions ebeziraised zii-communities okanye ke ngabanye abantu bebene interest into bana kutheni ngokubeza ususa imithi yethu bathi sizawutheza phi. I think those are the questions that have been answered as well. But now we're talking about the charcoal. Interest yami pha charcoal. Let's talk about the value chain of the charcoal. Nithi iyasikwa le dywabasi emveni koko kwenziwe ngayo i-charcoal, i-drums and whatnot, all the scientific stuff that goes on there. Ithini ke ngoku xa sendiyenzile le charcoal yam, what happens with it?
Okay, Avocado Vision is working currently with a company called Intlabati. Ne? Intlabati is the company eyazisa i-opportunity. They went and found abantu who want i-charcoal. So currently, because asikabi nazo i-programs enough to build enough market for uba bakwazi ukuthatha i-charcoal because eyona ndawo efunwa kuyo kakhulu kuse-Europe le charcoal. That's why ke ngoku kunyanzeleka uba sithi comply no-FSC, because if we don't comply with FSC, Europe is not going to take the charcoal because they want it to be approved.
Okay.
For instance, if ujonga ubisi lwakho i-long life yakho le kwi-carton, xa ujonga phaa kwezaa zinto ezibhalweyo ikhona into ethe FSC, that is to say into yobana laa box yobisi ithathwe ehlathini elithe take care of the environment. Ne? So that's what FSC does. So Intlabati went and found opportunity for us to be able to build enough to make sure that we are able to take charcoal overseas. But then we local markets to test and to build up. So umntu uyayenza eMount Frere xolani charcoal yakhe, and then they sell it to Intlabati. Intlabati is going to have a depot ezoba seMatatiele since we've started with Matatiele. So sell it to Intlabati. Intlabati pays you as a charcoal producer, and then buy a packagela. Izopackage mhlambe, let's say for instance uzothi mhlambe Matatiela charcoal okanye Mount Frere charcoal, whatever they're going to call it. They package it and then they sell it overseas, because currently Europe is asking for 50 tons of charcoal per month. So for us to build that up, we need to have a lot of people that are FSC approved, that have gone through the incubator program, so that we can build up to international markets. Right now the only markets we have available are garages. I don't know which ones they've been able to secure, but I know there's garages, there's Woolworths, and there's ShopRite South Africa.
ENC.
No, ENC. So those are the people that have committed to taking the charcoal. But that's because we are still building up to be able to produce at least 50 tons of charcoal per month.
Now talking
50,000 charcoal,
50,000
50,000 tons, yeah.
Yeah. And then talking about stakeholders enisebenze nazo, you've mentioned Intlabati nezinye no department no. In the local authorities, is the municipality involved, and also ingaba mhlambi bona niyasebenzisana nabo kanye ke isezi ventures that you want to tap into?
It says the ventures that we want to tap into, but currently the municipality that we have like meetings with as the more productive have been Matatiela within Alfredo municipality, and then Ezinyek is out of Alfredo because I'm doing other programs outside of Alfredo. So for Alfredo, it's been Matatiela that has come to the meetings, and we've had conversations with them quite a lot.
And also Sisi uthetha about traditional authorities that have to buy in okanye have to be part of yonke lento yokusikwa kwejwabasi, nangona kufuneke kube khona imiqathango ebekiweyo. Bani-receive njani? How is the community receiving you?
Basiva ngendlela ezingafani. Kwezinye indawo like iXolani, I've been working with communities before this program yokuproducer i-charcoal. So indlela abandamukele ngayo, it's not ayofana neyonye indawo, because we've had programs that we've been working. Then kwezinye indawo they've been received but had challenges that ofuneke baqale. So that's when we come in as resource managers, intervene and find out what is the problem. Then we communicate and mediate and try to find a solution. But at the end, they understand. What is important is you make sure that they understand what we're talking about, they follow. So once they do that, they are very supportive,
because I think
what you're doing.
Yeah, because sometimes it's not because they are anti the program, they don't understand what needs to be achieved by the program. Because if uthi emntwini sizosika ihlathi, then abantu bayi-understand ngendlela wrong, ne? But if uthi we are trying into yobana kube khona amanzi, we are trying into yobana kube khona i-grazing lands, akuzofika mlungu wase-avocado vision ngayifika ubani bani ezosebenza ehlathini lakho. No, kuzo-employ abantu balapha be-employed by umntu walapha. Thina we're just trying to make sure into yobana they are able to produce something that is certified. So then until you give them the knowledge, ubaxelele uba makhosi asizanga kuzosebenza, but sizonika abantu iskill aba balapha, so that because we have a huge unemployment rate, izoba worse ke ngoku after lockdown. Abantu abaninzi baphelelwe imisebenzi. So if we can give these skills to the people and have omasipala bethu okanye government department zethu commit to this incubator program, commit to assisting in how we can further train more people, because the greater dream is to have 20 charcoal makers in each town. Then we can start building up.
Now, with that said, Guti, necessary that you guys work with communities and everything else. And speaking of e-training, as you have said before, is it then safe to assume that job creation is also part and parcel of the entire program? Is it
Yeah.
also one of your priorities?
Yes, very much so. Because I think if we're saying 20 charcoal makers, never, each charcoal maker nganye employs 8 people, because each charcoal maker nganye must have 4 kilns to be able to produce 1 ton of charcoal a day. Ne? So if enough 4 kilns, which is that Dramezinkulu produce about 250 kgs of charcoal at a time, then that's 8 people per person.
Yes.
So 8 times 20 charcoal makers. So that's how many people that you've employed already.
So bonke abantu there's 8 people, then chainsaw operators funeka babini batrainiwe awuvele ubathathe
Bane-skill.
ubafake uba they spend 2 weeks betrainwa ngabantu abana 50 years experience besebenza nge-chainsaw. Awuzosebenzisa i-herbicide uyahamba yotrainwa how to for safety beyatrainwa, for i-first aid yatrainwa. So we train them abasivele sibajule sibafa, and they get skill abantwana because and they become proud because they're producing, we call it black gold, they're producing into engazange yakhe yaproducwa. So that skill of knowing, they can tell you when when they're burning, they don't just abasajongi, they can tell by the change of smell uba iku stage ban ngoku iku stage
I-ready
ban. So that's the
ngokubikhutshwe.
skill abanaso.
Okokugqibela ndibuze ke ingaba mhlambi for Avocado Vision, are there any more exciting plans in the pipeline mhlambi enijongene nazo?
The immediate one would be to have 20 charcoal producers in each and every town, because I was looking izolo ndivele kokstart into yobana xa usuka ekokstart wonke lo mlambo kusuka ko-Brooksneck ukwehla uzofika apha ezantsi ekucabazane, laa mlambo wawukade uflowa phaya. Uyabona laa mlambo phaya
Yes,
ugcwele iwatli ngoku, yabo. So now there's eyona nto into yobana every time ngoku xa ndihamba endaweni ilihlo lam automatically selijonga likhangela iwatli, yabo. So now we're looking at having more people esizoba incubators batrain, and then they can have the skill to do the charcoal. And also kilns zethu are made eMatatiele. Ne? So they went, abantu base Avocado Vision nenhlabathi baya eNamibia, because Namibia is one of the countries that produce the most charcoal for international markets. They learned, they got the authority to do like kiln yabo because it's FSC approved, and then batata umntu oseMatatiele or iwelda, they are making the charcoals that are certified from there. So we are bringing a lot into the district as well.
And also we're looking at, we're not going to sizophelela ekwenzeni charcoal. We will do biochar, we will do when you're doing when you're burning charcoal, but there are 2 products as velai, tar and vinegar. So we'll be making into a NINS in with factory A1. So we're looking at building a plant actually.
Wow. Yeah. Now, we're talking about job creation here, in which we're talking about cutting down this invasive plant. So, zitini qualifications going on party alendo, because it's so exciting, and ndiyayibona iwatl ijobasile igcwele everywhere, and igcwele mhlawumbi endaweni engafunekalanga into yobana ibe khona. What does Avocado Vision needs from me, and how do I access the incubator program that you guys are talking about? Siya phaya kula 20 people
Producers,
10,
yeah.
20,
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we'll have some news beginning of the year, right? I know that Avocado is currently securing some funds because it's quite expensive to do the incubator program, because we incubate people for 18 months and we continue with them for at least another year after that to make sure they are complying. And then we produce charcoal through Intlabati, we still continue working with them. So as soon as we know which ndawos is all, ezizothagetwa ngoku within our friends, or then I will come back with the knowledge and say, okay, this is where we are going. This is because we don't just take anyone. Umntu comes and we have an audition day. You audition your business. Ndixelelwa nguwe mna business
What
yakho.
is
This
your
is
business?
what is your
Tell
business.
us.
Ufuna ukwenza ntoni? You can't just uhleli phansi komntu ucima oh nantsi wathi lapha entla kwendlu ndizothi ndizoproduce wathi, because you need to be passionate about yonke into oyenzayo. Yebo, because nami ndipassionate ngale nto endizoyenza ngokubana ndi-incubate abantu. So nawe I need you to be passionate about business yakho.
Wow.
Yebo,
And
I can't force you uba yitya nantsi ingca. Funeka wena undixelele uba ndiplana ukuyiza e-west ndiyithi e-south ndenze kanjena. So we have that
So
ke.
interesting. You guys ngiyacela saniba strangers ne. Cacile into yobana le nto iyafuneka. But before I let you go, beautiful guests zethu, ngizaqala kuwe sis, amazwi okugqibela onokuwathetha ngale ncoko sibe nayo namhlanje. Ungathetha uthini to the listeners and also about this topic?
into nje emnandi ndifuna ukuyitsho into yoba singabantu masiyithandeni indalo. Ngaphandle kwayo asinophila, ngaphandle kwayo ibubomi bethu. Masiyithandeni, siyihloniphe, masikhulise nabantwana bethu besazi into yoba yintoni indalo, ibaluleke kanjani ukuthi, izisa njani umsebenzi. To the youth out there, look out for ezi internships ezenziwa zezi NGOs ezisebenza nge-environment. Yonke into ngokuhleli kwindalo. Guys, phakamani niye kwezi internships nifunde, then
Yes, nanko kusisibongi esitsho. Sislins.
Mna ke I'm a big dreamer ne. The only thing I want to say is that
Is a big dreamer.
I'm like Vuyo.
Yes.
I'm a big dreamer, and Bongi unhleka qho ndithi mna jonga Bongiwe, we are creating millionaires in our friends.
Wow.
Because that's how much what we've got. Yabo, we are creating millionaires. Qha abantu abakayiboni uba they can be millionaires emahlathini wabo. Yayibona. So we are creating millionaires, and I'm also looking forward to having conversations with local municipalities. That is my dare for them for the day. Into bana, we've been doing this for quite some time, and we have proven, because Matatiela was a flight project here to sasifunda ngeMatatiela ne lebe siyenza from 2018. So we've seen where the mistakes are. That's why now we're incubating all over the country. There are groups all over the country ezenziwa nge-avocado vision. Each province has their own group, right? So now we're just based in Eastern Cape. So it's a dare to the municipalities within our friends. So we are here, and then this is what we can do. And we do expect them to commit, because we're creating job opportunities, and these people are going to be producing charcoal for Europe. Whether kwenzeka ntoni, either way they're going to be. So they need to be part of the conversation with us.
Okay. Yeah, yabona ke induku ibekiwe ebandla.
Ndingumphephanduku, by the way.
Oh yeah.
What do I tell you about the surname? There.
So yeah. No. Ndimoro.
Yes,
So
yes.
apparently she said, "Hey man, let's send him in a command."
Yes, ndingumphephanduku.
she always commands.
Commands respect.
All right, siyabulela kakhulu ngento yoba nibe niyasijoyina in studio when we're talking science. We always do this each and every week emphulaphula ekhaya. So ungayiphoswa ke you Wednesday at 2 rhoqo kwi-Top Camp ku-98.3 no-93.8 megahertz FM. And also thank you so much to our listeners. Ngeba ndithi mhlawumbi abantu babuza imibuzo, but xa kufuneka into yobana uphinde kubuzwe imibuzo, we'll call you again, whether sinibamba ngomnxeba okanye sinibamba ngo-WhatsApp okanye noba siyani-virtualize, guys. Sikwi-4th industrial revolution now.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking to
Which
the
I
people.
hate.
Ndiyayifuna la idea ye-millions, ndiyayifuna la idea ye-environmental affairs nokusava i-environment and making some living okanye earning some living to it.
I think we make it yaphelela. There's nothing I can add there. Like it's good as it is.
Right, that was me and my producer Songeziwe Mapukata talking science kusuku namhlanje. Sithembe into again now where you did enjoy. Asenze kanje phambi koba ke sibe siyahlukana. Khumbule